Passive income. It's the ultimate dream, isn't it? The idea of making money while you sleep or while you're on a beach somewhere. We've all seen those online businesses for sale, promising massive profits for basically no work at all. But what's the real story behind that? Let's dig in.
You've seen this ad. I know you have. It's the classic, super seductive sales pitch. But just pause and think about it for a second. If a business is truly a money-printing machine that only needs an hour of your time a week, why on earth would anyone sell it?
And this right here is what we call the turnkey paradox. See, passive doesn't actually mean no work, not even close. It really means the work is leveraged, not eliminated. You're basically trading that heavy manual lifting for smart strategic management. And it's that management that makes it a real asset instead of just a lottery ticket.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics, starting with e-commerce. You might have software that automates all the orders, which is great, but your job just shifts from logistics to something way trickier, managing people and managing risk.
So what does that actually look like in terms of time? Realistically, for what people call a hands-off e-commerce store, you're looking at a minimum of 5 to 10 hours of work every single week. The question is, where in the world do those hours actually go?
Well, for starters, there's daily customer service, handling all the emails about shipping status, returns, and questions about the products. Then you've got what I call the chargeback grind. That's when customers dispute a charge with their bank and you have to spend your time and money fighting it. And on top of all that, you're constantly dealing with your suppliers, trying to avoid stockouts and shipping delays. It all adds up.
All right, what about content sites or affiliate sites? No shipping, no refunds, sounds a lot easier, right? Well, not so fast. These kinds of sites have their own relentless enemy, and its name is decay.
Now, the workload here is usually a bit lower, maybe 3 to 5 hours a week, but, and this is a huge but, that work is completely non-negotiable, because the second you stop doing it, that site slowly starts to die.
And here's the brutal truth behind that decay. If your content gets old and stale, your rankings in Google search results start to drop. And when your rankings drop, so does your revenue. The algorithm, my friend, waits for no one.
So the hidden work here is all about freshness. Think about it. An article on the best laptops of this year has to be updated for next year. You also have to constantly fix broken affiliate links when your partners change their websites. And you've got to keep your social media channels like Pinterest from just going dark. It's this constant, low-level hum of activity just to stay where you are.
So is it hopeless? Is the 4-hour work week just a fantasy? Not at all. The secret is that you don't buy passive income, you have to build it. You build it by creating systems that systematically chip away at your workload. And the path to that real leverage is actually a pretty simple 3-step process. First, you create SOPs, which is just a fancy way of saying a simple checklist for every repeating task. Second, you hire a virtual assistant, or a VA, often for just $5 to $10 an hour, to follow those checklists for you. And finally, you use AI tools to speed everything up, which can literally cut your maintenance time by 50, even 80%.
And this brings us to the most crucial point of all. That weekly workload, the boring, repetitive stuff that nobody wants to do, that's not a flaw in the business model. That's the barrier to entry. That's the very thing that creates this amazing high-return opportunity for people who are disciplined enough to actually build a system around it.
So in the end, we need to stop asking if a business is passive. It's the wrong question. We need to start asking a much smarter question. Based on the return, is the work required to run this thing actually worth my time? That's the calculation that separates a fantasy from a real, solid investment.